funny. Isn't that funny?
It is funny.
Well, it's
really funny.
Yeah, it's witty.
It is. What? It's real witty. Yeah. There was a couple parts I had a hard time following because I was like, I'm not as intellectual as this character.
Yeah.
When she was talking about her, like, literature stuff.
It was, I mean, I was interested, but I was, like, trying real hard to follow along.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I like that, but it also was like, wait, okay, I'm trying to access anything I've ever learned about any of this stuff, which was, like, a million years ago, which was, like, my senior year of high school, so it's pretty much gone now. Yeah, but it was good, though.
It was really good. I don't like that character.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think she's a likable person. The character herself, she's not very likable. She's a bitch.
I guess I didn't think of her as likable or unlikable. Maybe it's unfair to give people of her intelligence a pass. But I was just kind of like, oh, well, that's not necessarily how all intellectuals are, but if you're, quote-unquote, an academic or an intellectual, I'm like, yeah, all right.
She was really devaluing of other people's intelligence in fields that she didn't understand. Didn't you get that from her? That she was like, I'm extremely smart in my field. People who don't understand my field are idiots. And she wouldn't, like, and not that we necessarily saw this, but I was like, I feel like, maybe it's also because I feel like if she met me, she would think that I was an idiot and she wouldn't want to hear a thing that came out of my mouth, even though, in my opinion, I'm like, you're right. I don't know anything about your literature shit. Do you want to talk about the 1985 Tony Awards? Because I don't think you know anything about that.
I mean, I do feel that that's true to an extent, but also she wasn't devaluing of the doctor's intelligence, and even that was part of it where she was very aware that she was a research subject.
Right.
And as an intellectual understood that, where the nurse was saying, you know, well, don't you care that this is just how they're treating you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, okay, so in the scene where you got to see a flashback to her classroom, and there was that jock who she was horrible to, and she admitted that she was horrible to him, but she also, like, zero value in his accomplishments in athleticism, which is stupid. But also, then the other student, the female student, who was saying things that was making some profound, you know, observance or whatever about the piece, and in her side notes she was like, like, that's really smart, but wait, and then, like, as she kept going, she, in the, you know, professor's opinion, missed the mark a little bit at the end. But I can't remember exactly what the student was saying, but I do remember that when she was saying it, I was understanding what she was saying, and even in her final point, I was like, I get it.
Oh, and she was saying, why is he writing in this manner if what he's saying is so simple?
Right.
Why doesn't he say it simply? And if I were that professor, which I wouldn't be the type of professor that she is, but I would be like, because it's poetry. Like, don't take a poetry class if that's
right.
your
But
answer.
I think also the reason why she didn't like the conclusion that the student came to was because she was in the same place as the poet was, where talking about things so complicated because she was terrified of the answers that she was coming to. So, and that part made sense to me. But mostly, maybe I was just, like, offended because I think that character would not like me and would call me stupid and it would hurt my feelings.
But don't you think, though, that when she reflected back on how she treated those students, it was unfortunate that it was this situation of her having cancer that made her finally reflect.
Sure.
And it's probably because, look, I may have at points identified with like her wanting her intelligence, but I'm not. I mean, this woman clearly was
Right,
like
you're not
off
like
the
her at
charts. But I'm saying also like off the charts intelligent. It's like Brennan. She's so smart that she can't identify with other people.
But that's
So-
not true. That's the whole
But
point. Is that Brennan has made a conscious effort to connect with people, and she had a conscious moment where her professor was like, "You're a genius. Go meet some other humans."
That's true, and
she
did.
consciously made the choice not to. And Brennan has made the conscious choice to do that. We're talking about bones. BT
I agree. You're right about that.
And you are not at all.
No,
you're
that's
smart,
not-
but
I'm
you've
not-
got great social skills, so you're nothing like
But that's
her.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm worried about being her. This isn't like that episode of Bones. Let's talk about Bones. Like, okay, music students, a different kind of so talented. I knew music students in school who all they would do was practice.
Right.
And they were so weird, you guys.
Right.
And so it's hard to get past that. You know, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
I get it, but at the same time, I mean, I just, at the end of the show, I was kind of like, it was a great show, and I said, but what was the point? She totally wasted her life, in my opinion, and you were like, well, but now you know not to waste your life. And I was like, okay, fine. And that made me feel better about it, but I got to the end, and I was literally like, great. You wasted your life. You never made any human connections, and you just sat in your little literary throne and went, I'm so smart. What a f***ing horrible life.
I don't think that's true though, because whether you liked the conclusions that she came to at all, while she was re-examining her life, it didn't seem like she regretted it. So maybe that makes her a terrible person, but that doesn't make her unhappy. So you shouldn't feel sorry for her. Maybe feel sorry for the people she came in contact with, but not her. And that professor did come back. And she had, I think it was because she finally couldn't hide behind her intelligence because she could barely speak.
Right. Oh my god, but she, like, never had friends, and she, like, we don't hear she doesn't say anything about being in love.
Okay, but
so we don't know whether or not it even happened. So I'm forced to assume that it never happened, that she was never in love or in a relationship of any kind, and that is sad. I don't care if you're like, I'm, like, really intelligent and blah blah blah, and I'm not saying that you can't be happy without a relationship, but I'm sorry, there's always going to be a part of you that is going to be unhappy if you're not a relationship. Like, I'm really happy with my life right now, but is there a part of me that's like, damn, I wish I was in a relationship? Absolutely. And I don't believe anyone who says differently, that says I'm 100% happy right now single.
What if they are slightly autistic?
That's different. Touch the tism.
So maybe she has Asperger's.
Maybe.
You don't
maybe.
know.
All right. Maybe she's Asperger's.
But here's the other thing, though: everyone is going to die with some sort of regret.
Sure.
So maybe that is her small regret.
Right.
But that again
that makes me
doesn't.
sad for her.
But that doesn't mean that she didn't live a happy, fulfilled life. There's always going to be one thing where you're like, oh, I wish I went to Dollywood, but I died before I got to go to Dollywood.
I have to go to Dollywood before I die.
I knew I'd get ya.
But I'm going to go to Dollywood before I die.
You don't know that. You could die tomorrow.
Fuck you, I'm going right now. And obviously, with anything that I got out and I said, why? And I'm not saying, why did I go to the theater?
I know.
I mean, people think this all the time when we are talking about something. If we're talking about something we disliked and we're saying all this and we didn't like that or we didn't like that, and this isn't even something we didn't like.
Right.
And people are like, "Oh gosh, guess I shouldn't see that." And we're like, "No,
Yeah,
do go see it. Absolutely go see it. Are you kidding me? Always go see it. You know, like there is not a. I think there is only one thing in my entire audience career that I would say don't go see that, and that's Reasons to Be Pretty.
Oh. Hold on.